Yo, welcome to another edition of the Black Table Podcast. I am your host, the one and only Mr. Lion King, one and only Mr. Russ, one and only Mr. Define Every Goddamn Thing. And I have my wonderful co-host on the line with me right now. I've got the wonderful Miss Eda, and I have the wonderful Shantae. How you doing tonight, Eda?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm ready to get it cracking tonight. What's going on with you, Tay Tay?
Life is lifing. Life be lifing.
Yeah, that's what it do. It been
Life
like
be
for me
life.
this week too. It been. Wait a minute, do I got the right number up? Oh, do I got that's the wrong number, right? That's the new number. That's the new number. Okay, I got it. I'm
Ooh,
tripping.
that's what happened when you old.
Yeah, okay. Y'all starting with me already. Lord have mercy. Lord have me. Work with me, Jesus. I'm trying to be good today.
Add
Y'all.
to that list. Lion King and all that. Add to that list. Pain in my ass. Add that to the list. Just go
Okay,
and
I'm
add
gonna
it
add
right
that
at
to
the
the list.
bottom.
I'm gonna add that to the list, old maid. I add
At
that
the
to the
bottom.
list. Old maid, you know, they're like the African old maid today. I got you. Okay, we're gonna get it cracking
I'm
today.
invoking the ancestors.
Hey, y'all ready to get it going today?
Let's go.
I don't want to waste no time. We're gonna get into this first clip of this lady. Well, let me give an explanation. We're gonna have our first set of clips. It'll be about 4 or 5 of them. It's gonna be our random clips for the show. Start the show off. But then we're gonna get into our topics of tonight, and tonight's topic is broken black men. So I want to have that conversation tonight, and I'm going to take a listening ear to my ladies, and I want you guys to listen to the clips that we have tonight, and we're about to get ready to get this thing on the shebang bang. Here we go.
Hello.
Vicky. Hi.
Hi. What's
How
your
are you
name, honey?
today? My name is Vicky.
Vicky.
Hi,
Where you from?
everyone.
Hi, Vicky.
I'm from Oakland, California, but I live in Atlanta now.
Atlanta. How old are you, Vicky?
I'm 34.
34. What you do for a living, honey?
Well, I used to work. I'm currently unemployed. So I'll just be honest. I'm unemployed right now, but I do work hard to take good care of myself. I'm just looking for work right now, so
Why
it's
are you
okay.
unemployed? Did you just lose your job or you've been unemployed for a while?
Well, I actually resigned because I want to get into like the Atlanta scene. My job took a lot of my time. So I kind of want to, I'm 34, I'm almost 35, and like I kind of want to get into the scene and get out, but at the same time, it's like I really don't like the attention.
So, a couple of things. How are you paying your bills if you're not working?
I just left my job like 2 weeks ago, so I'm okay until I find something else.
Does the guy have to look a certain way?
Yes.
Okay. How does he have to look, honey?
Um, just handsome and confident. Handsome and confident. Athletic.
Okay. He has to be
Athletic.
athletic.
Tall, please tall. Like I'm used to tall. I used like when I was younger and I was like hot, hotter. Um, I would say like 6'5", but I go like 5'11", something around
Okay.
6 feet. Yeah.
What about money? Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
It has to be successful.
Is there a money part to that?
Not at the moment, no.
Because I was going to say, no judgment, but you actually are not working right now.
No. Mm-mm.
So would you consider yourself successful?
Very, yes. Very.
So you'll date a man without a job?
No, I wouldn't, to be honest. No.
But you want him to date you without a job?
We could talk about it and I would help him get to where he wanted to be, or we wanted to be. We would have to help each other, you know.
Yeah, but you don't have a job. So you're saying you wouldn't date a man so you wouldn't date yourself, basically.
I would. Yeah, I would. And I would help myself. Yes.
So you would date a man without a job then?
If he's willing to look for one, I'd help him.
Okay.
There's someone which makes me afraid of something else, you know?
And who's the someone? I'm confused. What do you speak full sentence?
I've been around who I wanted to be with, but we've never interacted, you know? So.
He don't like you then. It's that simple. No, why haven't y'all interacted if you guys been around each other? Men are simple. If he likes it,
like a fire.
if he
It's like a
not
fire.
liked it. Say again.
It's like a fire. It's like a fire that's there, and it's like I'm not ready to touch that yet. It's not time.
So he's trying to talk to you then.
Yes.
Oh, you said that you never interacted with him.
It's a long story, but
give me the short version, because one instance you said you never interacted with him, and then now you're saying he tried to talk to you. This shouldn't be complicated.
It's like when you see something could be so beautiful and you know you can mess it up. It's like I'm not ready to touch it yet. Like that stove is too hot. You know?
But explain this. You told me at first he never interacted with you.
It's like a stove. It's like don't touch it because.
No, this is simple. Has he ever tried to talk to you? Like, has he asked you out on a date?
He's shy. Like it's like we're.
No. Has he asked you? I'm asking you clear questions. Has he ever asked you out on a date?
Not yet. No. I've been invited to go. I've been invited to go. You know, associate.
No. The question is, has he ever came up to you and said he wants to take you out on a date?
Not yet. No.
And you feel as though, but you feel as though he likes you.
Yes.
Why do you feel as though he likes you and he's never asked you out on a date? So, what are 3 flaws you have to work on, Vicky?
Nobody's perfect. And I don't think my flaws are flaws. I just think men aren't ready to receive that. Like, I'm very caring. I'm very honest. I'm very attentive.
No, I said flaws. These are good attributes.
Flaws?
Yeah.
As far as like flawed, as a single woman looking to be in a relationship and what I would bring to the relationship, I honestly don't see any flaws. It's more of if the other person is ready to be in a happy, healthy, committed relationship.
You don't think you have any flaws, Vicky, honey?
Okay, let's talk about it. I want to ask you first of all, what did you ladies hear?
I have a
I'm
headache.
try tonight and moving forward. I'm trying to set myself up for the new year. I'm trying to get a lot better in this new year. Amen. Let God be praised.
Hallelujah.
So I want to ask you, ladies, first of all, what did you feel about her? About what she was saying, the place that she's at in her life. What do you feel about that?
I have a headache.
We both do, because I'm still trying to figure out. She don't know what the heck she wanted.
Where is she exactly, Russ? Where is she at in her life? Because she never said. She barely put 5 words together to make a legible sentence, and you could see it all over old girl's face every time she asked the question. I don't know if she smoked before she decided to get in the waiting room to be on that podcast, but she should have rethought that move. I think she thought that was going to go differently in her mind. She has horrible communication skills. I don't know where she at in life because she never say it.
That's one of her weaknesses.
What did you think about it, Ada?
It was horrible. Horrible. Like I'm like Shantae. She couldn't string 5 words together, and then all of a sudden you went from one thing, then she asked you another. And I said, wait a minute. But what was we talking about? Because she went from one thing to another to she said she quit her job. Then she said she said she got fired. She lost her job. Then she's like, no, I left my job. I said, well, you got caught in a lie twice because you got so in other words, what you should have said was you got fired. Then when she said a man could date her because she wasn't working, but she wouldn't date a man that wasn't working if she was working. So I'm just like, well, why would you expect him to date you if you're not working? But I'm gonna need you to get some more coherent videos because she wasn't.
She not serious. She
I'm
not
not
serious.
like that lady.
It's a method to all of this because, like,
Oh
okay,
God,
listen to what I'm about to say. The lady Kendra has a successful show.
right? I know Kendra is.
I would consider her to be the female version of what's my guy that just passed?
Sam.
No, you know the dude that was so controversial. The dude that was talking about Kevin Samuels. Okay, so okay, I'm sorry. So I'm listening to her and I'm like, okay, this platform is a platform that actually has certain building points in it. You know, if you look at it from a certain perspective, right?
Right.
But I feel like this is the case with a lot of people. They have an intention to get into a relationship, but they don't really take a self-evaluation of where they are. Exactly. They don't see anything wrong with where they are. You know, I've had a self-reflecting moment very recently, but you know, you have to be able to look at the point of, am I making good decisions in my life or am I making bad decisions in my life? So when she's being asked about her life, she's very confused. She doesn't know how to answer. You understand what I'm saying? She knew that she wanted to get on the show. She knew she wanted to get a man. She knew all that. But she had not for 1 second taken a second to review where she was and with the expectations of the man that she was looking for. Like what got me was this was a woman that was not working, right? And said she wouldn't deal with a man if he didn't have a job, but you expect a man to deal with you. And you're not bringing nothing to the table. You know, that was where it got a little bit off for me, and which is sort of going to lead us into our next clip. Okay. Let's just say, for instance, you meet somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you say, all right, I'm going to date you.
Okay.
And let's just say it's relatively early on in the date. But how soon do you think it should be before your mate should feel comfortable with spending more than $150 on you?
I'm sorry, say that again.
How long do you feel that someone should be with somebody, or a woman should be with a man before she would ask him for more than $150?
She's asking him.
She's asking him, or expecting him. Let me put it that way: expecting him to come up with more than $150 in very early on in the relationship.
When you say early on,
I'm trying not to get a clip on. I'm not trying not to get a clip away too much.
Look, me and Tay both said it.
Very on has to. Okay, listen. Very on. You make in your mind on what you consider to be very on.
When we say less than a month.
A month for you. You feel like within a month, a woman should be able to ask a man for $150.
No, I'm asking you, if it's less than a month, no.
I'm asking you, what is your consideration of a short time?
Anything a month or less is really a short time. Well, sometimes even 2 months, but that's a whole different ballgame.
Okay, Shantae, how long do you have to date someone before you would ask them for some money?
Oh man, that's not easy for me to answer personally. I'm just gonna, because I don't ask for money. So, but if you did, anything less than 3 months, you shouldn't form your lips.
So we got basically between 1 and 3 months. If I was to gauge the answer between you ladies, between 1 and 3 months. Okay, I want y'all to watch this next clip and listen to this scenario.
But are you gonna pay for these groceries or what? I don't have enough money. I don't have enough. Put it back. I have to feed my 1-year-old, and you telling me so you can date me, but you can't pay for this stuff. That's what you telling me? Is that what you telling me? See, that's how these guys do, baby. They take you out on dates and don't want to pay for your stuff, and then he know I got a 1-year-old baby. You don't even want to buy my baby clothes. That's how guys do nowadays. They just date you. $472. Okay, are you gonna be paying today? How are you paying? Yeah, this how it is. Guys be wearing the hottest shoes. Thank you. $200 and $300 worth of shoes and don't even want to pay for the stuff I had to pay for, y'all, because I've been dating this guy for about maybe 2 to 3 days. And baby, this how they do. But I just went ahead. I'm probably gonna break up with him though, baby, because I ain't got time. Look at him. He can spend $200 to $300 on some Nikes, but he want to help me pay for my baby stuff. So, you know what? I don't have time. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut him off. As soon as we get out here, I ain't gonna cut no show at Walmart. Matter of fact, you don't even have to push the basket. I can push the basket. I don't need you to push the basket no more. That's right. Put them hands in them pockets. Because God don't like ugly. You couldn't pay for my baby stuff at his school, and he only 1 year old. You need to find your way back home. Find your way home. Yeah, I'm going to leave him here. I'm going to leave him right here, baby. Let me just go ahead and go. Because I see how this is. Let me just go ahead and go.
Okay. Yeah, y'all saw that, right? So
Please tell me that's a joke.
no, that's not a
Yeah,
joke. She's
I
known
was
this
saying the
man.
same thing.
She's known this man. Or I don't know how long she's known him, but she's been dating him for 2 days.
And it ain't even his baby. So yeah, I'm done.
Wait a minute, I ain't even got to that. She's been dating this man for 2 days. And she's expecting him to pay $450 for a child that's only 1 year old. So that means that the baby daddy ain't that far gone in the fucking process, right? So I want to know, I'm going to start with you, Shantae. What do you feel about that?
You ain't got to start with me because I got 2 words: bull and shit. Moving on.
No. I really
Yeah,
want to.
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
because listen.
yeah.
Right, Alex.
No, because there are certain people, men and women, that expect the most out of people, and they have not done anything. Like, I don't even know you like that.
It's not even about that. It's not about doing anything.
And
It's
then you're gonna
about
put them
being,
on camera.
you put them on camera, but it's about being realistic. It's not about what they've done. It's about the fact that that is not that man's child.
Right.
That is your child. You have gone shopping for what your child needs. Whatever resources you use to pay for it, you should be proud of the fact that you were able to cover the bill because you
Right.
are indeed that child's mother. He don't owe you shit.
Nothing.
He owes you nothing. And you want to talk about, I don't know what's wrong with these men nowadays. Bitch, what's wrong with you? Excuse me. You know what? This stuff
I
gets
knew it.
on my last ever
I
nerve.
was
I
waiting
am
for it.
so sorry. I'm so sorry. But this is,
Don't be.
it is a waste of everybody's time. And this, once again, brings me back to a question that y'all have heard me ask a bajillion times before. What the fuck are we doing dating in 2023? Because nobody knows the definition of it. You waste each other's time. It is stupid. And you know what? She wouldn't have to tell me to catch a ride home because I'd have left her at the Walmart. I don't care if she had to call an Uber. I'm
If
out.
she was driving, he won't.
Fine.
If
I
she
will
just
catch
said,
the
I'm
bus.
leaving this
She
nigga.
wouldn't have to tell me to leave. I'd have left.
He looked like he was like, all right, I ain't gonna be dealing with this. That's the look. Okay, because what I'm trying to learn, and I'm really trying to learn this, y'all. I'm trying to learn how not to express myself off of negative. You know, certain people will pull you in. They'll
True.
pull you into that level. So I'm really trying at this point because I'm really
And
trying.
sometimes in those instances, silence is the best option.
It's the best option. And, you know, and listen, I'm telling y'all from a person that y'all know that silence is not my best option all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying my hardest to get there. All right, Eda, what did you feel about that? What's up, Alex?
Looking at that, if it had been me, if I was him, I would have looked at her and said, "Bitch, please," and walked out the door and wouldn't even stood there and be like, "Get your baby daddy to buy shit," because that would have really that. And it's only been 2 days. After 2 days, and you want to trip on me like this? Yeah, you can't even get a kids meal out of me like that. You gonna trip like that? You can't. I won't even buy you a kids meal, and I love the kids, but you only get a kids meal because you tripping. Like you gonna tell me, and it's $450. What did you need for $450 from Walmart? If it ain't Pampers, wipes, and formula, and here, well, I take that back. You did say he was a year old.
Yeah, so I mean, she get
Yeah,
between the food and the
yeah,
clothes and the
yeah.
Yeah, but see,
I thought
check
about,
it out,
I had to rethink that when I said, "Wait a minute, he was a year." I feel say an infant, but then even then, this baby, like you say, Russ, baby daddy ain't too far gone or removed from the picture unless after it was a one night and he hit it and quit it, and she don't know who the baby daddy is. That's a different story.
and that still ain't his fault.
Exactly.
yeah,
But
whatever
I'm
the
just
backstory
saying,
is.
whatever
Yeah,
the backstory, we're gonna let that be wherever it is. We're gonna let it lie. But my thing of it is, don't be tripping and think you gonna get whatever you want out of me because it's for you think because I'm hitting it and I'm with you and it's only been 2 days. Yeah, get the hell on.
like the young people say, get somebody else to do it.
Get somebody else to do it because it ain't gonna be me.
Yeah. Well, okay. Now, I told y'all that I've worked in the education system before, right?
And I still do.
Okay. When I heard this next clip, I thought back to the time where I tell y'all I had that first parent on the phone. And I was like, oh, 9 times out of 10, I can call 9 times out of 10, I can call a parent and they're gonna check their kid. But every once in a while, you run into this.
This is Miss Glass from your child's school.
Yeah, I know who this is. What's going on?
Hey, I was calling because I'm having a little bit of an issue out of your son today. He is not wanting to sit down in his seat and he will not stop talking. So I was.
Oh my God, I thought he was sick. So y'all don't handle that?
Well, usually we use our behavior management system, which requires for us to call the parent if the behavior is
It
getting.
don't seem like it's really managing it. And if you, I mean, y'all can't. I'm trying to work.
And I understand that, and I also am trying to work, but I want us to work together to ensure the success of your scholar.
She's trying to get smart. Okay.
No, ma'am, I'm not trying to get smart. I just want us to work together to ensure the success of your scholar.
Well, I mean, what he doing?
He won't sit down and he won't stop talking. Therefore, he's not able
You
to
tell me you
complete.
can't make him sit down.
Well, I can't make a child do anything. I can request it, I can ask it, but I can't make him do it. And so I'm wanting to work together.
Like I sent him up there to that school because y'all need to know how to handle them. I thought they had teachers that know how to handle kids. I mean, if y'all can't handle them, I don't know what you want me to do.
Okay, now check this out. We have a very respectful educator
Right.
calling out a concern for the child,
Right.
trying to get the child to get right in school.
Mm-hmm.
And you have this woman reacting in this way. Talk to me. Let's start with Eda this time. What did you think about that?
A disrespectful, trifling ass woman who don't give a darn about how their children is in school. That's the problem right there. Is you expecting the educator to raise your children? You're expecting the educator to discipline your child, where it should be where you need to educate your child at home and you need to discipline your child at home. Granted, I know your child is with me 8 to 9 hours out the day. Majority of the day, they are with me in the classroom, but I don't get paid enough to whoop your child's behind every day. Like I tell you, it starts at home. Your discipline and your education, everything, all of that obedience starts at home. So when she said what she said on the telephone, I do then and there. I see where the hell he get it from his crazy ass mama.
See, like you said, I ain't got time to whip your child every day. Guess what? In real time in education, we can't whip your
No,
child.
I got. I'm just. I
You
just
understand what I'm saying? So on
right.
that
Discipline
level,
your child. I can't because
and the killer part is to me, this woman sounds like someone that if she
needs
found
her butt
out
whooped.
if she found out that someone was doing something to her child,
Mhm.
she'd be acting a fool.
Talking about, I thought he was sick. I wanted to go through that screen and wring her neck. And it's like, because when I know when we were coming up, we act a fool if we want to. We got the rod of correction, whether it was a ruler or a paddle, or you got sent to the principal's office to get checked. So the thing about that was, it's crazy. That's crazy. Hold on.
Yeah, paddles in school are long gone.
Yeah, I know, and
They
that's the
faded
crazy
out in
part.
my era, but I did get a paddle or two.
I did too. I knew better because
I wanted to go outside and kick it with the people outside. I had to, because I had them detentions and stuff. I had to go ahead and
we know you was a
take that
bad
whack to
child.
get outside.
We know you was a bad child.
I think it's just sad that we at this point. Well, we talk about this all the time on the show. We talk about the next generation of kids coming up, and we talk about the lack of parenting. And I'm like, where did it begin? And it's a systematic structure, and it's going to tie into our main topic at the end of the night: broken Black men and the challenges that they face. But it's sad. What's going on, Charlotte? It's a sad thing when it gets to the point where you try. Like I've had this. I've told y'all this before. A lot of people in education have given up on the actual education part, and they're just collecting a check because they know that they're not going to get any backing from the school system, and they're going to have to deal with parents like this. And not only that, they're going to have to deal with the child that is the one that they have to be in direct contact with. That is an issue that I don't see getting fixed, because why? It's getting worse and worse on a daily basis. Like, think about it. We all grown. When we were in school, you had your one or two people that were funny. You had your one or two people that had a smart mouth. Now, when you go to school, it's like we got, security in schools, walking around schools, protecting the school, driving around the premises of the school. Why? To protect the children from the other children. Not only because yes, we gotta protect the crazy people out there, the Unabombers and all that shit. But 9 times out of 10, the security is dealing with all of the shit in the schools, and they frustrated. So I hope that this is something that at some point, like, what would you say to that mother one-on-one, Shantae, if you had a chance to really sit down with that mother and have a one-on-one conversation? What would you say to her?
She sounds a little bit younger than me, and I want to say something real quick. Alex, don't lump everybody in that category of new age parents. That's not about new age parents. It's about lazy parents, and not everybody is like that. I want to be very clear on that. Honestly, black woman to black woman, sit down with her, and because I've been an instructor, and I would sit down with her, and I would say, I don't know her name, Mrs. Smith. Listen, I get it. You working all the time. You're trying to pay the bills. You're tired, right? You want your baby to do right because it's one more thing you got to deal with. I'm a mother. I can relate. I get it. I would say, but here's the deal. If we don't set him on a path now, it's just going to get worse later on. And I know you don't want that for your son. Sometimes you have to get past people's um immediate situation and appeal to their humanity. Sometimes it takes a certain kind of person, because I've been in these situations, to just sit down and say, number one, first of all, I can relate. Because a lot of people feel like you don't know what I'm going through, you don't understand, you know what I'm saying? So the first thing is I can relate. I get it. But that doesn't negate the fact that we have a situation here that we need to resolve. And at the end of the day, you are
Mhm.
his mother. And we do have to deal with this. And what I want to do is work with you. I want to help you. You may not have help from anybody else, but I want to help you with your son. But we got to be realistic about it. We got to address these behavioral issues. Is there, and then as a teacher, you kind of go into, is there anything going on at home? Right? Is there any, has he been exhibiting other behaviors? Is this a different behavior? Because now we talk about in the educational system, you got to talk about assessments, right? Do you think he needs to be assessed? Like you kind of get into all that, what you're supposed to do as a teacher. But the first and foremost thing is, girl, listen, take them defenses down. We so used to being like this all the time, right? We got. I'm trying to help you, right? So basically, it's my professional way of saying, girl, shut up and just listen to what I'm about to say. Okay? Calm yourself down.
But you know, like in all fairness, though, to the lady that was making the phone call, she was doing exactly that.
Well, she started it. I would have, you asked me what I would do in a one-on-one
No,
situation.
no, no, no. I'm just talking about. I'm talking about in this particular situation that she was trying to be polite,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
and then
the teacher was very
the
polite.
woman had the nerve to say in the background, "Oh, you trying to be smart," and you just.
But that's my point. It's not just about being polite. She was perfect with that. That's not the issue. It's about her getting past that wall, right? They hadn't been on that phone 2 minutes. Mom is already in defense mode, right? So you're
Yep.
saying, what would I do to talk to her? You got to get past that. But at the same time, see, two things, five things can be true all at once, right? So we know a couple of things are true. Number one, the public school system in the United States of America sucks ass beyond all sucking of ass. Okay, we know that. And I believe it is on purpose. Call me a conspiracy theorist if you want, but I think they fucking up the shit on purpose. That's a whole nother conversation. Number two, we have parents that are simply just not invested in their children for whatever reason. Number three, at the end of the day, because you have low pay, large class load, rules and regulations from the federal government that must be followed. And let's not go all the way back to No Child Left Behind, which said that
Mm.
no matter how a kid was doing, you had to pass them along. So, like that young teacher that went viral on TikTok who said, don't get mad at me and don't blame it on the pandemic when I got your kid in the 7th grade and can't read past the 4th grade level, honey. Corona wasn't
Mm.
around then, boo. So you didn't notice that your
Mm.
baby couldn't read? See, we got to take
Mm.
accountability for the lack of responsibility that has always been there.
And see, that's why I'm at with it because okay, I 100% take my hat off to you in your response, right? But the parent has to recognize too that the education person is a regular person too.
Absolutely.
They go
Absolutely.
through a gang of shit, and then like, what if this is not the only child that's acting a fool? What if this is one incident,
Absolutely.
but she's trying to take care of that? So when you give off that immediate response of now what you have done is you've taken a person that truly cares and make them say, fuck it.
Yes
I
and no.
know why. I know
Yes and
why.
no.
No, listen to what I'm saying. Because in some cases, I'm telling you, I've worked in
Yeah,
education.
you're right. You're right.
I've had remember that parent I told you I called? And I was
yeah.
like, yo, what's going on? And she's, this is the third damn time somebody at the school to come. I said, well, this is my first damn time calling.
Yeah.
Like I had to, like for me, I felt like I had to meet her on her level.
Boom. And sometimes that's what you
Right.
have to do. It depends on the parent and the situation. You are absolutely right. And this girl, this sweet young she looked young. She looks young. I don't know how long she's been teaching, but it can't be that long because of how long you got to be in school to be a teacher, right? So she's probably fairly new. You know, some of your more seasoned teachers, and let me just put this out there too. I need y'all to understand. I went to Catholic school.
It's a different from public.
I went to Catholic school with full
Much.
dressed nuns. Do you understand me? I went to
Mm-hmm.
Catholic school where we had to go and take communion every Friday and do liturgy, not church. You know, Catholics do liturgy.
I know what you're talking about.
And my principal, Sister Edith, I'll never forget as long as I live. Sister Edith had a wooden paddle in her office.
Facts. I know them days. I went to a Christian school too. When I was
Sister Edith didn't have no problem whipping out that paddle.
Nope.
and the kids, listen, I understand what I'm about to say. The kids feared that.
Yeah, we did.
Kids feared it. Like now, kids don't fear anything
And
because
here,
if they're in a household where they don't fear anything,
well, and that's the thing.
what are they going to do when they get out into the public?
And I'm gonna say this goes into so many. You know, it's like a spider web. You start at the center and it branches out into all these different aspects. Because here's another thing. When did we decide that parenting out of fear was the only way to parent?
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the problem. Fear is something that you get over. So once I get
Mm-hmm.
over the fear of a thing, what is there to stop me from the action that I was going to do in the first place? If the only place you're parenting from is fear, at some point I'm gonna get used to you yelling at me. I'm gonna get used to you threatening me with a belt. Hell, I'm gonna get it's sad to say, but we know it's true. I'm gonna get used to you beating me. Oh, that's just how mama do. That's just how daddy do. I'll heal, the bruises will go
Mm-hmm.
away, and I'll move on to the next thing. At some point, you literally don't give a fuck. So if you're only parenting from fear, then the consequences that you constantly threaten mean absolutely nothing. What needs to happen is to have an actual setup where you teach people how to parent. Listen, in other countries, for the first 6 months to a year, somebody comes to your home and talks to you about as your baby develops and goes through different stages and how to handle and how to deal with and give you options on the best way, the best way to deal with when they don't sleep at night. And then as they're teething, and then when they get to the terrible twos and they're all whiny and cry. And then they teach you how to, so that you have skills to be a parent. See, a lot of you out here, y'all want to be pregnant. I'm saying it. Judge your mama. A lot of you girls want to be pregnant. You don't want to be a mother. Check your shit.
Toy. It's a new toy.
Check your shit. Because see, you got to be a parent when you tired. You got to be a parent when you got cramps. You got to be a parent when you got a migraine. You got to be a parent when you got the flu. You got to be a parent when you laid off. You got to be a parent when you ain't got no money. You got to be a parent when they sent the eviction notice to your house. You got to be a parent when you ain't got no car and no gas and don't know where your food is coming from. You still got to be a parent because see, at the end of the day, that child asked for none of it. So you don't get to take it out on that child. But what happens is you do. And then we have situations in the classroom where the kid doesn't know how to digest all of the negative energy that they're sitting in when they go home and they act out. They don't know how to vocalize that because they're babies. And
they're
you
around
got
the
the
energy
nerve
of
to
other
sit up
children.
here with your funny looking self and get an attitude because what you know at the end of the day
Right.
is that you know you fucking up and you don't know how else to deal with it except to be defensive. We got to get past all of that.
Right.
Man, you got any final words on that one, Eda?
I said my piece on that one, and my sister closed it out for me.
Okay, y'all know my guy DC Young Fly.
I like him.
You know what? As a comedian,
is funny.
As a comedian, he's like in between with me. He sort of puts me in the mind frame of early Chris Tucker.
Okay.
You know what I'm
I can
saying?
see
That's
that.
early Chris Tucker.
I can see that.
Well, Chris was funny, but he hadn't learned comedy yet. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
He's a funny guy, but he had a situation where his girl died. Y'all remember that? A couple months ago.
Yeah.
Man, I want y'all to listen to this, man, because this was just heavy, and we started to lean into our conversation tonight about broken men, and I really want you to share tonight's show if you get a chance. Here we go.
That was the only way that I could have even dealt with the queen of my children. So when that happened, I was like, okay, I done been through this before. All right, I know not to act like that, because woo, that was, I scared
You mean
myself.
you've been through so much loss?
I've been through so much loss what it's like emotionally. Like I'm numb to death because I'm used to it since 16. So every death is a different reaction. So with my cousin, I was angry. When my father died, I was at peace. When my best friend died, I was confused. Now, when my girl died, I'm shocked. And who is this for? I was at peace. See what I'm saying? When okay, now died,
Who is this for?
who is this for?
Who is this for?
Now, who is this for? Who do I have to talk to? Shocked. And who is because this not only affects me, it affects my children. They have went through something that I ain't even
Who
been
is
through.
this for?
Who is this for?
Who is this for?
Now, who is this for? You know,
What do you tell them?
Shocked. And the crazy part about it, my children, and it's like children. They have went through something that I ain't even
Who
been
is
through
this
because
for?
who is this? Who is this? You know,
What do you tell them?
shocked. And the crazy part about it, my second daughter, Nala, she'll just come out of the blue and be like, "What's wrong, Daddy? You okay? Don't worry, everything gonna be okay." That's the spirit. So when that was the only way that I could have even dealt with the queen of my children. So when that happened, I was like, "Don't worry, everything gonna be okay." I've been through this before. All right,
That's
I know
the
not
spirit.
to act like that, cause so when that was the only way that I could scared
You mean
myself.
you've been through so much loss?
I've been through so much loss what it's like.
So when that
emotionally,
happened,
like
I was like,
I'm
don't worry,
numb to
everything-
death because I'm used to it since 16. So every death is a different reaction. So with my cousin, I was angry. When my father died, I was at peace. When my best friend died, I was confused. Now, when my girl died, I'm shocked. And who is this for? See what I'm saying? Okay, now,
Who is this for?
who is this for?
Who is this for?
Who is this for? Who do I have to talk to? Because this not only affects me, it affects my children. They have went through something that I ain't even been through. You know?
What do
So
you tell them?
the crazy part about it, my children, and it's like, you hear it even through their responses, because my second daughter, Nala, she'll just come out of the blue and be like, "What's wrong, Daddy? You okay? Don't worry, everything gonna be okay." That's the spirit. So when I leave and I hear my oldest daughter, Nova, she say, "Oh, I heard Auntie in there crying." I told her, "Daddy said, stop crying. We supposed to be strong. We gonna be all right." I said, "That's the spirit letting me know that they on their way. They built for it. It's gonna be hard, but they built for it." And these are, like he said, we don't get to choose. I wouldn't wish this on nobody. It's hard. Every day, still to this day, it's like, it feels like a dream, feel like she's gonna walk in, but it's like, you know what, you gotta snap it to reality and understand, saying, you know what, y'all haven't seen me go through past trauma, y'all gotta see me go through this one. So this is different for me, because now I gotta live this with y'all.
Yeah.
And I'm a private, like I really don't even want y'all in my business.
You know, you look at DC from one angle, and you know him from that angle. But
Yeah.
you know, this is a different experience when you think about somebody that lost someone that he loved.
Yeah.
And you could tell that he loved her.
Oh yeah.
Now, I don't know about his life. I don't know what he's done and what he ain't done, but I can tell that he loved that woman.
Oh yeah.
And and to lose a love, it's hard to lose a love as a male, and they still walking around.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like he said, I sit in a room and I expect her to come in some days.
Yeah.
That's got to be a heavy load. Talk to me. What did you feel about that?
I have so much respect for him for being open and vulnerable. We've talked about this before on the show. There's still this misconception or this stigma, if you will, that Black men cannot express themselves emotionally, and that's not true. It may be uncomfortable, but it's not impossible. And the fact that in that moment he could sit there with Tamron and say, This shit is hard, yo. And be honest about the fact that he has had so much loss and he didn't know how to process it and he's still trying to work through it. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot. And I hope that young men that follow him, look up to him, can see that, to be able to say, okay, it's okay for me to not be okay. Every just because you black don't mean you don't have to walk around here with, this armor. There are places and times where you are allowed to be vulnerable. There are places and times where you are allowed to take that armor off, and however you want to let it out. If you don't cry, don't cry, but maybe you want to yell, maybe you want to scream, maybe however whatever works for you, to be able to express yourself emotionally,
See,
to begin to process those feelings.
see, like you said you gotta yell and scream. See, like this is the thing. We've learned to yell and scream, but by the time we yell and scream, we've lost our, we done blew our top. It is emotionally and mentally cracked us at that particular
But
time.
when I say yell and scream, when I say yell
No,
and
no,
scream,
I'm just saying by the time we do, like, like,
no,
go ahead.
this is what I mean. This is what I mean. You sit in your car, nobody around.
I get what you're saying.
And I mean literally just
I get what you're saying. I get the tutorial that you're talking about. You understand? I get the explanation of how we should do it. But in real time,
okay.
when a man gets to the point where he's screaming,
Okay.
it's because he didn't blow his top.
But maybe he needs to.
No. But I'm saying, like, okay, in some instances, it's not good because by the time he blows it, he goes over the top because the emotion is so heavy on him at that time. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
Right. So it's so heavy because he held it in
he
until
held
it
it
got
in
to
so
that
long.
point.
So when that snap comes, now we're looking at the angry black man.
I see what you're saying, but I'm saying do it before that.
I get
As
that.
a form of release.
I get that as that's why I said the tutorial of what we should do. But in real time, most of the men that I know, the majority of the men that I know, they hold it in, and when they snap, the snap is never nothing nice.
And what I'm saying is, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, I get that.
You don't have to do that.
You're correcting it.
And I get it. It's gonna look different for different people. I totally get it. Now, having said that, there are some people who don't vocalize at all, right? Maybe you write. Maybe maybe you go into a zone and there's certain songs that you listen to as you process, right, what you're going through. It looks totally different for different people, right? But the point is, go through the process. See, we so big, and I'm gonna widen the net. I'm gonna take it to just black folk in general, men and women. We are so busy proving to the world that we can take whatever you throw at us. We are strong. You hear it all the time. We are so strong. We strong black women. We are strong black men. And I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is that we're also human. And I think we forget that. As we constantly tout how strong we are, we neglect the fact that we are human and we are emotional beings. And those emotions have to be dealt with. And so what happens is we so busy being strong, we ignore the other parts of us. And see, that stuff shows up in other areas of our lives.
Yeah.
And then we wonder where the dysfunction comes from.
See, I got another guy tonight. He's well known, very, very controversial. My guy Charleston White. But he had a conversation.
Boy.
Listen, he had a conversation with my mans.
Yeah.
And I want you to listen to what he said with an open mind. Don't just
I'm listening.
No, listen what I'm saying, because you're already going into it the wrong way. I want you to listen to it with an open mind and hear what he's saying when he's talking about black men in the society. Because he was don't go to it. Don't say nothing about him until you hear it.
I'm just gonna say that a broke clock is right twice a day.
Okay, well, check it out. He was asked about his language and his tone.
Okay.
Okay. And I want you to hear what his response was to that.
See, this is the thing, Charleston. Like, I think everything that you're saying has some truth to it. It's just the delivery. You standing, there's no denying that you're standing for and by your people.
Well, here's the thing. When you're addressing evil, you can't worry about the delivery. When you're looking at the conditions of our community, you can't worry about the evil when you got kids that kill kids and say we smoking on Tuka. See, they wasn't worried about the delivery when these kids in Chicago were talking about smoking on Tuka. Mm-hmm. They weren't worried about the delivery. I ain't got no manners for no slut. I'm gonna put my thumb in her butt. The delivery? I like girls kissing girls where I'm from. That's on the radio. Ain't got no manners for no slut. Girls on girls. That's promoting lesbianism to my daughter as we driving the with Drake. Y'all worried about the delivery? These niggas talking about killing each other. They really, that nigga Thug said, nigga, I shot at your mama. You don't mention me no more. He really shot that nigga mama. And y'all worried about my delivery. Y'all worried about these niggas are confessing to these niggas talking about killing each other. They really, that nigga Thug said, nigga, I shot at your mama. You on songs. And y'all worried about my delivery? The conditions of black sucking them talking about booty holes. Y'all worried about my delivery? Come on, don't be hypocrites, black people. Y'all can't listen to this music if y'all so caught up in my delivery. Don't do me like that. And the way y'all snap and pop y'all pussy to this music, the way y'all kill and drill to this music, don't trip about my delivery. Hey, yo, Easy, why you wear your pants like that? I wear my pants like that because that's easy access, baby. Easy, why you talk like that? I talk like that to get my point across. Because when I wasn't talking like that, wearing a bow tie, y'all wasn't paying me no attention, and I was going to the Supreme Court changing laws and legislations in this country. I was working with over 50 U.S. congressional members, from Ted Cruz to Mark Rubio, Senator John Cornyn. I was on the front page of the American Bar Association Journal. I had done a study with News 21, Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. Y'all wasn't paying attention then. So, nigga, I gave y'all what y'all want. A ignorant motherfucking nigga that talk like them rappers. Now y'all listening. Now y'all paying attention, huh? I got y'all attention, checkmate. Now let me tell y'all what y'all need to hear. We fucked up as a race of people since y'all so caught up into my delivery. 5% of children now are catching HIV from ages 13 to 21. What y'all worried about? 85% of the new chlamydia, all the new cases are teenagers. What y'all so caught up about? Nigga, only 35% of most kids in inner cities can read on or above their grade level. What the fuck are y'all talking about and these kids can't read? Come on, my nigga. So if we gonna be real, let's be real. I'm not bashing the black woman in her BBLs. I'm not bashing the black woman because she wearing eyelashes. I'm not fucking with the sister because she got too many baby daddies. I'm addressing men. Just like we abandoned no justice, no peace for George Floyd. Are we still mad about George Floyd? Are we still mad about police shooting? Is that why we not kneeling no more? Are we still boycotting the NFL? What happened to all these things? What happened? Nigga, because I'm still stuck on Tamir Rice while y'all stuck on my delivery. I'm still mad why ain't now motherfucker tore up the country behind Tamir Rice. Baby Tamir Rice at that. Since we so in tune.
Sexy Red.
Whore. You're a stomp down dirty leg hoe.
We're going to have to bleep that. You trying to get me...
Well, you asked me what's coming to mind.
So let's play one word with Charleston White, right? The game is simple. I have a list of names. Describe each person using the first word that comes to mind. Are you ready to play?
Yeah.
I got 10 names here. Number 1, Will Smith.
Gay.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Fucked up. That's 2 words. Bitch. Funky bitch. Yeah, bitch. That's the only word come to mind in bold letters.
See, that's why he always fucks up. He always goes south at some point. But I want to stick with the very first half of what he was saying. Because for 1 second, I did see your head in agreement over there, Miss Shantae. So what did you think about this whole conversation with my man, Mr. Charleston White, and his thoughts on Black society?
Like I said, a broke clock is right twice a day. On those particular points, I do fully agree with him. I absolutely do. There is somebody said it, and please forgive me because I can't remember who. Somebody said, if you want black people to not know about something, put it in a
In a
book.
book.
That shit is true. We gotta own it. We take it so far and then we stop. We protest and we get so loud and then we stop. Right? And then the people who are actually behind the scenes, like he said, who are on Capitol Hill, who are working with the legislatures, because there's those laws, the things that are written down. I used to work in the medical field, and one of the first things you learn when you are learning how to maintain a medical record is the number one rule of medical recording is if it wasn't written down, it didn't happen. So for all the yelling and the shouting that we do in the streets, if it don't change the ink on that paper, it don't mean shit. And we take it so far, but we don't finish. That's true.
Talk to me, Edith. What did you think about it?
Well, the whole thing was he always has he's very unique in his approach with things. Um he just speaks his mind. What's to be said is what he said. He said what he said. And basically it's like his thing of if it is what it is. But I look at it as sometimes you have to look at things differently from a different perspective. But he has a straightforward, no holds bar. I'm gonna come from the nitty to gritty, and it's like you kind of have to censor yourself. But Cam Newton on him too, them two together is just kind of like Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, but what did you feel about it? What did you feel about what they were talking about?
I feel like I got dumb and since talking. No, just no. My feeling towards certain things is different from whereas my view is my view, his view is his view, but what he was saying was what he was feeling. I don't have a problem with how he said things, how he was coming across. That's how he was feeling. Whereas it was some things I agreed with him about, and some things I disagreed with him about, but majority of it was disagreement. But him, and I feel dumb by the minute. I feel dumber. I'm not gonna go there. It was some things I
Okay.
Because and hear what he's saying. We're getting an echo from somewhere. I don't know why the echo is coming through every 30 seconds or so. We apologize if y'all hearing it tonight.
Is it me?
I have no clue, but it's coming through strong. Here we go. We're about to play this next clip. Here we go.
Even on cap. When I be seeing girls with their inappropriate pictures and I be seeing y'all husbands' names under those likes, I feel sorry for y'all wives. I feel sorry for y'all women. Girl, because it is a public embarrassment. I feel like because social media is so prevalent, it's the same as if, like I've been in stores the other day in Sprouts, Namdi's in front of me, a man is in front of him. Dude turns around and literally mouths to me, "You are fine as F." And I feel like that's the same. Yeah, he didn't know. I'm like, that's the same type of disrespect to like boldly like another wife, boldly like another husband. It's the same type of disrespect via social media. Like when you see your husband liking the same booty, the same,
right there.
Yeah. His big old face.
His big old name.
I think sometimes people forget that everybody can see this.
Everybody.
I think sometimes you think like, this is my phone, this is my account.
thing.
I can like what I want. But your little head popped up on that picture, brother.
Yeah, it's right
we see you.
Okay. I definitely get what he's saying. And I'm about to stop liking some of y'all booty pics. Y'all won't. I'm just done. I'm done liking some of y'all booty pics. I'm letting it be known right now.
You're such a damn fool.
I'm just trying to tell y'all. I'm just gonna go ahead and yeah. I deleted a lot of people today, so you know I'm on a roll. Somebody was like, "What?" I was at work. They was like, "Why are you deleting folks?" I said, "Because some of these folks is bad influences." I'm like, you know, like there's some bad influences out here. I gotta get away from some of this stuff.
No.
Yeah, I do. I gotta, you know, I felt the Lord just touch me on the spirit. He said, "Nigga, let's go." I said, "Let's do this." But you know, like, talk to me. What did you think about what she said, Shantae?
I gotta clean up.
Good, mister.
Hey. Started my
My
life
life
over
over
again.
again.
Those of you that feel like I do,
Okay,
let's
come on,
do
Oh.
come on. What's up?
better.
What you think?
She's not wrong. I mean, it you would think it'd be common sense at this point in this year of 2023 that if you put it out there, everybody can see it. Do you thought what? Unless you got a fake account, unless you got a dummy account, people gonna see it's you. So either you gonna stand 10 toes down on your stuff. Yep, yeah, wifey. I like the booty. I did what that was me. If you gonna stand 10 toes down on it, or stay your butt off of there. Pick a struggle.
Let me tell y'all, the temptation is hard out here. I'm trying to tell y'all. It
It's
just
hard
ain't.
out here for a pimp.
It ain't like it was when I was a shorty. When you was a shorty, we had them rules of turning your head and stuff. You know what I mean? Don't look at that. Right now, it's just everywhere. You can't even even when you cover your eyes up.
Look at him blinking. Either look at him
Like,
blinking.
what the hell is that? God damn! What's this?
I,
What it is?
now look back in the day, you'd be like, okay, you can look. Be like, men used to be like, you got them mirror, the glass that you can see through the back, and be like, ooh, I see that. Now you open up your phone, it's like, bam, like
Hey,
where it
look, man.
is.
I open the phone, like I be like, oh, what's like that little challenge they got going on now with everybody putting the phone up on the ceiling and shit. Oh,
Oh, see, I don't know nothing about that.
they got a
What
challenge right
challenge?
now.
What challenge that is?
Look, they got a challenge, and they put the phone up on the ceiling, right,
Okay.
with the camera facing down. And
Okay.
it's this little dance song. It's like twerking songs. And next thing you know, you just see motherfuckers on the floor just damn. It's in all different angles. I just be like,
Lord,
oh, Jesus. Lord, let me watch that one more again. I do. I be like, let me just, Lord have mercy.
You know
I
why
didn't
I
know it
don't
was
know
like
about
that.
that challenge? You know why I don't know about that challenge?
Oh, man, it's all over the place, man.
Because the way my knees is set up, I don't be trying to do half the stuff these fools be doing out here. I swipe.
Look, some of these women, you could tell they short because they climbing up on shit to put the camera up on the
I'm done.
ceiling.
I'm so done.
Like, listen, it looked like this. Like, this is my camera right now, right? So it start off, you see they facing the camera like this, and then when they get down, then they get little. Then it's like, then the music kick in, and they be like, and I be like, God damn. I be like,
I have
when I was that age, man, I'm trying to figure out how would I even respond, and where would my mind be in the whole dating process? Because I used to try to court back then. When I was in high school, I used to really want a girlfriend. That's when niggas had girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? Now ain't nobody got no woman no more. Everybody, and I fell into that lap too. I can't even lie. I fell into a lap of I don't want nobody to know what's going on with me. And to a certain point, I don't, because everybody on social media, I don't know. But
Right.
to a certain degree, I'm like, I should be able to acknowledge my better half, but then I'd be like, shit, how they gonna act? Because they already might be acting a little funny about just the interaction. They might be looking at Shantae like, who the hell is Shantae? I'd be like, that's sense. They might be looking at Eda like, who is he? Because of the way
I
we
had to catch
communicate.
myself. I was about to say something. I had to catch myself.
Hey,
Look, Shantae, I'm that chick.
I know y'all about to start some shit.
I'm about to.
Y'all be nice. Y'all be nice.
I
Y'all
am
be
being
nice.
like, I'm
Y'all
that
be
chick.
nice. Listen, I done had enough problems with social media and women in my day.
I'm gonna be
And the
quiet.
craziest part is, now I ain't gonna lie, I have mingled and tingled in the world of social media acts. You know what I'm saying? I had a couple social mediaites, you know what I'm saying? So, when it came down to me rocking with you, that was a different goddamn thing. It was just, this shit is just, it's like,
Ain't nothing wrong with testing the waters. You just got to know when to get out the pool.
yeah, it's just like crack. This nigga's like crack. So I'm trying to reform my life. I'm trying to put that pipe. No, I'm not trying to put that pipe down. That don't sound right when I'm talking about these things. I'm trying to stop putting my pipe down.
Give me some of that wine you got. I need some.
Here you go, baby.
You see the
Here you go.
confusion?
Okay,
You see the
Here you go.
confusion?
Got it.
Yeah,
Got it. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
And I
This
ain't even
joker.
look. I ain't even drinking tonight, y'all. I'm trying to tell you.
I need something because that grape juice wasn't hard enough. I need something harder than Lord juice.
Listen, see, Chandra know about that challenge. Chandra like, yeah, that's the goddamn challenge out here. They out here twerking hard
Hey
for that shit.
Stephanie, I don't know
Hey,
nothing about that.
Stephanie.
I don't know. Hey Sandra, I don't know nothing about that challenge. I ain't trying to know nothing about that challenge. But let me, if it come across my timeline and my niece or one of them is in the challenge, somebody is gonna get beat.
I'm telling y'all, if I see the one of y'all motherfuckers doing the challenge, I'ma watch. All right.
Russ, I'm sorry.
And then I'm gonna call. Now listen,
Really,
I'm gonna
bro?
call. Then I'm gonna call you, and then I'm gonna tell you. You know, you need to take that shit down.
Really,
My
bro?
knee, look, my knees is too bad. I can't even.
See, I
Have
don't
you
care.
met me?
I'm gonna be like, look at her ass crawl up and get up off the floor, grab it up on shit to get up. Oh, like, hey, oh, she hit the move for a second. She was, then she said, but I got you. You know.
Russell, you must not know your two women that's on your panel.
Yeah, I just, but I'm just telling y'all, if I ever see y'all shit drop, Stephanie, if I see your shit drop, Chandra, I ain't gonna see. I don't want to see you because your husband is my brother. That's my guy. I don't want to see Chandra. Who else out there watch? But if I see her, I'm gonna watch. Because I didn't expect it. Because I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna look. Because first of all, I didn't expect to see it. We in the world of, listen to what I'm trying to tell you. We are in the world of when you get up to just say, hey, I'm about to just say good morning to folks on Facebook. When you open up the book, it's the five, you see about 5 stories going across the front. And at least 2 or 3 of them.
This is what I want to know.
Somebody turning up, boy.
This is what I want to know. And this is for all the ladies. How come all of these challenges seem to be geared toward the female? How come I can't get a male challenge up in here?
Listen. That's because y'all doing them. And y'all know, listen, all right, I'm not talking about every woman, okay? Can I just be honest? I'm not talking about every woman. But I believe certain women drive off of men lusting after them.
There's a lot of women.
I believe they call it the Jezebel spirit, but
Oh Lord.
I believe that's what they call it, and we just be some of them call it Lilith. Just be right there with that spirit, just looking.
Some of them call it Lilith, honey.
Listen, the Jezebel. Listen, y'all don't understand what the Jezebel spirit is. The Jezebel spirit is a seductive spirit. It's something to, if you think about.
You do know the Jezebel spirit can be on men too, right?
I'm not saying that it can't. But I'm saying you just got through saying you wish niggas was out here stripping and shit on your page, right? And I'm telling you,
all I'm saying is there
page,
is equal opportunity challenges in this social media space.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. So
I feel the misogyny.
I
don't like it.
Listen, it's a difference between being, because listen, you, for example, Chandra, for example, I know both of you ladies have done a many of photo shoots, a many of walkthroughs, and been a model for the night. I know it. Chandra's been a model at one of my events. You understand what I'm saying? So I know that there's a difference between advertising the wear. You understand being the advertisement, and there's a difference between advertising yourself.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then which okay, most of the women, they're not out here doing the twerk thing. Some of them are just some, how can I say this? They some fun girls that they love they love to just show the world whatever they do. It's some fun people. They fun. You understand what I'm saying? But then it's the other bracket of the female that, she's making $1 off of that. Now, this is where I bring the conversation back to the men, because I'll be like, yo, if y'all gentlemen, I'm working good tonight. I don't think I cussed all night.
Bless your heart.
If y'all gentlemen would take a little time to say, why am I paying for a woman that I would never meet? I will never spend time with. And if I do spend time with her, more than likely I'm going to have to pay for the lifestyle that me and all the other niggas that's watching her is providing for her. Because guess what? Unless you are a very, very rich dude, right? The average guy probably can't afford, the OnlyFans subscriptions that he's paying for, but he's addicted to there you go. I was about to say that. He's addicted to the fantasy. You understand what I'm saying?
And along with that, I'll say this. Along with that, now, and please understand what I'm about to say. We were created and we are created to be sexual beings in the sense of natural biological function and procreation, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we also are emotional. And the reason I say that is because one thing that we always have to remember, and this is something that is true throughout the entire history of humanity, okay? Lust is an easy emotion. There's no thinking, there's no emotional attachment, there's no complication, there's no love typically. It's easy, right? I can lust after you and I don't have to put forth the energy and investment to love you because that takes work. So when you make the statement that there are some women who are looking for that, they want somebody to lust after them, it's easy, right? It's an easy way for me to tap into the kind of surface level feeling that you want to get. It's a quick fix.
Yep.
To a certain extent, it's like a drug, right? It's like a drug, right? That kind of quick fix, that kind of I get my endorphin kick real fast. I'll feel good for a minute, and that did it for me. And that's all I'm looking for, right? So it's easy, right? And it's quick. And that's why it still works because we're constantly looking for ways to escape. And we're constantly looking for ways to be distracted from real life situations, bad situations, whatever we got going on in our life. That's and so it's easy to do that. And as long as we keep humaning, there's always going to be somebody who will keep providing that quick fix. It's no different than the pusher man.
What's the pusher man? What'd you say?
What you gotta say that?
It's true, but like you say, the lustfulness and like you say, being a woman, you're gonna be a sex object regardless. Being a man, you're gonna be a sex object regardless. And let me finish, boo. Let me finish.
Somebody want this thing.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Come on, talk to
It ain't us. But anyways, in your dreams. But anyways,
Chandra, come get him.
Please come get him. But if you look at things and say and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna use Russ as an example.
No, don't use me.
Yeah, no, baby, I use you all the time, so you
let him use you.
Yeah, I know.
Get me the flood of your story. No,
I'm not gonna do it. But for an example, when men say things, they just come out and straight out and tell you, Russell. If anybody knows that Russell, like we know Russell, and you listen to Russell, he tells you what he really wants. He say what he mean and mean what he say. He don't sugarcoat it or nothing else. So half the time when he come out his mouth, if you listen, women, he's telling you what he really likes and what he really wants.
But are they listening?
That's the key word. Listening. If they listen, Linda, they understand you. Well, yeah. Russell done. Yeah, we know. Yep. Sure. Tell him again.
I hit an applause from the people because they tune in the back because they like she finally like this. All right, it's all right. Calm yourself down. It's gonna be okay.
Oh, me okay.
I'm talking about Tay over there. Tay over there getting big dog with me. But now I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next clip because you just messed my whole head up. Y'all be messing with me. What is it? I feel like this is a scene out the movie.
You're welcome. I gave you a compliment, but nobody even listening.
All I know is I'm trying to see a challenge with some men in they tighty whities. This ain't fair.
No, they great sweatpants, girl. Great sweatpants.
Yes, the great sweatpants. Come on. Come through hashtag great sweatpants. Y'all better quit playing with me.
Get out of my women's. Take this whole spirit out of my women's lords.
Well, you talked about the whatever
You
challenge.
started it.
You did.
Y'all, here we go. Next.
Especially dangerous for our men, because men are more likely to fight their way from depression to anger. Because depression is not a good look on a brother. That's how we say, that's what we think. And so while people will accept us as women kind of laying back and, oh, it's me, and they think there's something feminine about that, and it's not, it's still depression. But our cultural perspectives don't accept that from men. So depression can hide among women with social stereotypes about them being emotional, but it can't hide with men because it'll look weak. So he has to fight his way up off of that depressed couch. And the only energy he can use to defend himself against your attacks on his masculinity is to fight his way out of depression into a fury. And here we are, with our men dropping like flies, with life expectancies at the bottom levels in this country. Because anger is literally shredding their bodies and their immune systems and their productivity, which is also so related to how many men define themselves. So if anger is snatching both their productivity and their physical strength, gosh, we got to do something.
Okie dokie. Talk to me, Eda. What you think about that while we wait for Shantae to come back?
It's a lot to unload right there. To take away from the physical strength, the productivity.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm here. Baby girl was checking in with me.
Oh, you good? You good?
Go ahead, Eda. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
You good? Because I was just talking about. I was just trying to figure out how to load this productivity, and the strength of a man, and the different things. It's just like how you take away and how you got to add to it. But you take away more than you add to it. So it's like it's a word I want to use, but I can't think of it right now.
It'll come to you.
Yeah, it'll come in if I yell out later. Russ, just charge to my mind, not my heart. But when you break down a man, and even when men break down black women, I'm finna go here. When you break down a black man to the bare minimum, trying to build that black man back up is one of the hardest things to do. Especially when he's gone through and he's trying to do the right thing and he gets knocked down and pushed down, knocked down and pushed down, knocked down and pushed down. It's to the point to where when it's time for him to really encounter the person that he's supposed to counter, he's at his bare minimum. He doesn't want to be bothered. Same thing with a black woman. It's only so much. We take so much and we go and take. So sometimes people wonder, well, why do you do this? And why do they do this? And why do they act like this? It's because we take so much to the point to where we've taken all that we can take and we have to fight. And we no longer have it's no longer a flight or fight. It's just fight. Fight. You have to fight daily and try in this life. We have things that block us to the point to where we have what they call blinders on, that some of the things that they give us and show us, oh, that's what we need. And in actuality, it hinders more than it helps. So when they say everything that glitter ain't gold. And sometimes when it sounds so good, it's too good to be true. Baby, you got a sour lemon painted looking like it's an apple.
Talk to me, Miss Tay.
First of all, everything that beautiful sister said, I agree with. I think it's spot on. There are conversations that we need to have. You know how they say, there's conversations that you have that stay within the family, right? There's sometimes on the social scape where we can talk about things with other groups, other races, other people. But then there are things that just need to be talked about in the family. And this is one of those things that I think needs to be talked about in the family. Because there is a history in this country, and I have to say this country because I've never lived anywhere else. The history in this country, still to this day, and you can agree or disagree with me, it's fine. I truly believe that the trauma that we experienced as descendants of slaves is still carried down through our DNA. And the reason I bring that up is because when you talk about our perception of our humanity, they told us from the onset that we didn't matter. They told us that we didn't count. They literally told us that we weren't human. They literally told us we weren't human. They said we were animals. And thereby, what we took on were characteristics of less emotion and less humanity because we had to hide it. Remember, we got married in secret. Remember, we planned our escape routes through the braid pattern in our hair and through the spirituals that they thought we was just being all right with the okie doke when we was really sending signals through what we was singing in the field because everything had to be hidden. See, we've been hiding for centuries. We've been hiding for over 400 years. So it's no wonder that it takes a lot of work for Black men and Black women to stop hiding how they feel. We didn't know another way. When you know better, you do better. Hence the conversation of remembering who you were before they put you on that boat. Remembering who you were even in the midst of coming here on that boat. Remembering who you were and who you are as you stand here today. These are the conversations that we need to have in the family. Black man, you don't have to hide your feelings. Black woman, you don't have to hide that you're hurting. What we do have to do is remember that we all went through the same shit. And we all have pain that we need to deal with. And for us to respect each other's struggle. Yes, there were some things that men went through that we can't relate to, and there were some things that women go through that men can't relate to. But at the end of the day, it's all struggle. And if we can respect the fact that we each struggle in our own way and sit down and constructively talk about, okay, now how do we begin to effectively communicate with one another? It's not fair for me as a Black woman to call you weak because your feelings are hurt. That's not fair. That's not fair for me to do. I'm telling you that you're less than human. That don't make me no different than a slave owner. I'm telling you that you're less than human and your feelings don't count. That's not fair. It's not fair for you to, in anger, lash out at me as a Black woman. That's not fair. Then what makes you any different than the slave owner with his whip? We have got to get past this genetic trauma that we have in order to be able to relate to one another. Now, I fully understand that as time has gone on, there are other circumstances that come into play. People that have grown up in abusive households, people that have grown up in dysfunctional families. I get that. But I think we need to have more conversations about the source of it all. That is what we need to deal with.
We'll say it, young lady. We'll say it. We're going to get on to our next clip right here. Let's go.
There are a large percentage of men that hate their mom, and that's why they treat you like You keep wondering what you can do better, what you did to deserve this. And a lot of times it ain't you. It's that you're triggering something inside them that reminds them of the fucked up relationship they have with their mother. It's men out here that's been hurt and damaged so much by their mother. Maybe their mother had to work 12 hours a day. And now they internalize that as my mother wasn't there for me. My mother neglected me. My mother abandoned me. And now they think you're going to do that. That's why they're so possessive and jealous in relationships. Oftentimes, a man is treating a woman like because he sees his mom when he sees you. And all that unhealed trauma he has from his childhood, he is putting on your plate. Sometimes you need to heal them mommy issues you got, bruh, before you find that wife. Because those ghosts from your childhood is going to present in your relationship. Because you keep thinking this woman is going to fuck you over like your mother did. Heal yourself from the shit your mother did before you start trying to date women.
What do you think about that, Shantae? He was very expressive.
That's my guy, Ace Metaphor. I follow him.
And he cool peoples.
I can't disagree. I can't disagree. And I'll always put this caveat on. If it ain't for you, then go on, boo. But if you know that that's hitting on something, if you listen to that and you went, ooh, it's something there. You need to deal with it. You need to deal with it.
Eda, what you think about that?
It's factor, like you say, and you have some men that not hate you because of you, but because of what they went through. That, like you say, that broken syndrome with that broken mother syndrome. You didn't get what you needed from your, well, you quote unquote say you didn't get what you needed from your mama. Some of them do have that, and then some of them just do it because they didn't get everything they wanted. And it is because you do have some broken men that, because of the relationship with their mom, is so toxic that sometimes they look for it in women. And sometimes when they get somebody like their mom that's that toxic, it's crazy. They go batshit crazy. And then it's like they want to blame you for it. But it's like, I didn't do anything. You might want to go back and check your childhood. And that's what a lot of people have to say about some men that have those issues with women issues, that have the issue of, I can't ever get a great relationship. It's mommy issues.
Okay.
It's mommy issues sometimes. It's not always the woman's fault. Sometimes you got some that have is mommy issues and they dealing with that trauma that they never dealt with.
Okay, can I speak from a male perspective?
Yes, baby,
Absolutely.
go ahead.
Okay. I was with you 100% until you said, until he meets a person that's like his mama, and like he's wrong for taking it out on her. Now, this is the thing where I see, like with this mommy issue thing, a lot of men date their mothers. A lot of men, they do. They mamas, if you think about it, have you ever met or had a girlfriend, right? And she might have been a little wild. And you met her mama, and her mama was the same way. Her mama was a spitfire. Have you ever met that you know what I mean? I ain't talking about every woman, but have you ever met that one?
Well, logically speaking, it makes sense. Just like girls, their first boyfriend, they try to emulate their daddy if their daddy was around,
Right.
because that's your first example.
Right. So now what I'm saying is we got two different generations, right? Now
Right.
let's
Yes,
spread
they
this
are,
across.
man.
Now let's spread this across the board. Let's look at the actual number of mothers that were damaged, and now we got damaged children, right? Those men that seek that same craziness in a woman, the woman somewhat seeks whatever she saw when she was young.
Absolutely.
They
Absolutely.
emulate
So
whatever.
now we got a cycle
Yeah, absolutely.
that's just going around and around.
Absolutely.
And because have you ever met somebody's mama that liked the nigga that was like fucking him up, like they was a drunk and shit, like but the mama loved that nigga. And you were like, whoa, you're supposed to love somebody a little bit different. You know what I mean?
And that just answers Chandra's question. She said, but if your daddy was not present in your life, then Chandra, my hypothesis would be that now you emulate whatever man was around you. And like Russ just said, even if that man wasn't shit, that's all you know. That's still your example. It may not be a good example, but
I
that's
had
still your
uncles, but
example.
I had one uncle that was crazy. He was matriarch. He was crazy as hell. But one thing for sure, and two things certain, he gonna protect his women at all costs, whether you was his child or not. If you was his niece, he protected you at all costs. He didn't play that. If you knew what was what, like you say, you have to have those examples. You just have to have those male role models. Unfortunately, not all families have those fathers, but you have some male role models that's within the family. Your uncles, your cousins that are just there to help emulate what you need to see. And sometimes it ain't always a good thing, but you know.
And I, you know what's funny?
What, boo?
I just got done watching that Tyler Perry documentary. I just watched it today.
Oh, Maxine's Baby.
Maxine's Baby. I just got done
Girl.
watching. Now listen. This is the part that just popped back in my head. Tyler's father was extremely abusive to him.
He was abused.
Extremely abusive. But then what Tyler goes on to say is that his father was raised by a 14-year-old child who was just past slavery and was never taught anything about raising children. And all she knew was to tie them in a potato sack and hang them from a tree and beat them. That's all she knew. So this man who was angry and drunk and bitter and didn't know how to talk to nobody and didn't know anything else but beat him till he bled. That's the only example he had.
Yeah.
So now here's the question.
That's crazy.
And this is always the question. What or who comes along to break the cycle? There's always somebody in the family. I think for Tyler's family, it's Tyler. From a personal standpoint, say what you want about his work, but I think from a family standpoint, I think he's the one to break the cycle. There's always one that comes along that says, you know what? These generational curses, this constant dysfunction, this is going to stop with me. At some point, somebody's got to make the decision to not be okay with the status quo. It's no different than the one who says, I know Uncle Pete has been molesting all the girls that are born into this family, but you know what? Uncle Pete ain't going to do that shit to me. It's going to stop right here. Now, I can tell Uncle Pete to stop, but if Uncle Pete decides he's not going to stop, Uncle Pete may have to meet his maker a little sooner than he thought.
Hello.
But what we ain't going to do today is there will be no more violation in this family. There has to be that energy that comes forward to break it. And for Black men, just having these kinds of conversations, I think, help that energy along.
Right.
Check this out. It's funny that we having this conversation today, right? Because today I sat down and I wrote down 10 things that I said I have overcome or that I need to overcome, right?
Yeah.
So I wrote out the 10, but I didn't put down which ones I overcame and which one I didn't overcome. So y'all ain't gonna know that, right? So number one, and this is funny that we're talking about the relationships between our parents and us as children. Number one, at the age of 4, my parents divorced, and I was moved from both of my parents. And then I talked about how I had to, and how that affected my relationship with my parents at a young age. Now that's at 4. That was number one. Number 2, at age 5, my best friend was ran over by a car and killed.
Mm.
Number 3, Age 9. Now this one is deep. Now we talked about this on the show, but I'm just going when I go down this list now, I'm like,
Sure.
damn, this is fucked up. Age 9, I was molested by a female babysitter at that was 13 years old. She was 13, I was 9. Then I got at age 13, I found out things about my family that were that were dynamic to me, and I didn't want to say what that was on
Sure.
in the post. Then I move on to number 5. Now we're getting serious. Age 19, my brother died, which left me broken and damaged. I said I carried that around for years, and I also found out that my first real girlfriend cheated on me. Then I was in another relationship and messed that up. And that messed up my vision of women in love. Then I adapted to the streets even more, which distorted my view of life and relationships. That's number 5. Number 6, age 23. I was married to the wrong person that damaged me. I said, first domestic relationship. I was too young to understand that hurt people hurt people. I was married to a woman 20 years, that was a woman that was 20 years my plus. First time I had ever dealt with a person's damaged past. Okay. Then I got to number 7. Age 25 to 23, I was unstable in all my ways. I turned to the streets as a home. I found out everyone that I called my friend was not that. Okay. Number 8, age 40. I had the roughest breakup of my life with the relationship that I was in for 15 years. However, this was the first time I made a decision to live on my own and not to live with another woman. Okay. Then we go to number 9, age 43. I tried to live with what did I say? I said I ain't gonna read that one. And I said I wasn't gonna read number 9 and number 10. Yeah.
Okay.
I said number 9 and number 10 was 43, and number 10 was 48. Okay. So,
Damn, you old.
your mama's sister cousin is too. So when I went back and I read that and I looked at it, I was like, damn, it was like a 3-year period. I was like 4, then 5, then I was like 9. Then you know what I mean? I was like, damn, that shit. And I'm like, I hadn't really even developed anything yet, but this was what I was living through.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I had the conversation with, this is what led me even to type this stuff today, is that I was like, okay, as cool and as fly as I am, this is the next stage in my life. See, certain people just live life and don't go through any stages at all. I know when I was 40, I had a stage. I always talk about that stage I had at 40. At 48, I'm at that stage because now I'm thinking about being the big 5-0. 50's right there on my chopping block. So now I'm starting to think about a whole different perspective of where I want to be at the age of 50.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So now, and this is the wildest thing. Now I'm at a point where some things are going wonderful, some things are going absolutely against the grain. You understand what I'm saying? And I keep making a reference to what I heard today about weathering the storm and not showing the world all of your pain, or not showing certain people your pain, because they will use that pain to further damage you. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all feel about that right quick? Yeah. What do y'all think about my messed up life between that time period?
Russell, I wouldn't say your life is messed up.
No, I don't want to say it's messed up either, but
I would give it. I would
it's
say so. Like some people, I would say, would you rather be able to go back and change your future, or change your future, or go back and change your past? Would you rather do this, or would you rather do that? My thing of it is, your past makes you the great person that you are today. If you hadn't gone through the situations and things that you go through, you wouldn't be the person that you are to be able to help others, to be able to go through. I know it's traumatic, and sometimes you have to go through traumatic experiences to be able to help somebody else. Sometimes people, and don't please don't take this the wrong way, y'all, but this is my opinion only. Sometimes those that go through those traumatic experiences, sometimes God understands those are the ones that can handle it better than others. I know for a fact there are certain things that I go through and that I've gone through in my life that I know for a fact that none of my other family members would able to been able to handle. Some of the things that I've gone through and have done and have had things to happen in my life, they wouldn't be able to handle the magnitude of hell that went through, and the hell that I go through even now with some things still. But those are the things that I deal with, and I use, for instance, taking care of my mom. With the things that I do on a daily basis and a regular basis, and that I hear and see with her, my brother wouldn't be able to handle it. And her sisters who've worked in the medical field would not be able to handle the things that I deal with daily.
Yeah.
Daily. And sometimes I'm like, I don't feel like I can handle it.
Yeah.
And I can see myself about to break. And I
Yeah.
have to step back and say, Lord, okay, what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Give me the strength to go through and endure, to be able to reflect on, be able to say, if it's somebody else that can come to me and say, hey, I need this and this. Oh, I've been through that. I've had the experience to go through it to say, hey, I learned this might work better for you versus trying to do it this way. Being able to educate people on the things that sometimes can help them
Yeah.
and not hinder them.
What you got to say about that, Tay? What you think about
Oh,
my life, my life, my life, my life?
in the sunshine.
Yeah.
I tell people there's a song for everything. Wow. Brother, brother, brother. Um, the first thing that came to mind, as you were reading that list was, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you were taken advantage of. I'm sorry that somebody thought that they had a right to you without your consent. I'm sorry. It was wrong. It was not fair to you. And while I recognize that she was also a child and that she probably was working from her own experiences with that, it doesn't make it right. And I'm sorry.
Thank
Number two, this is what my beautiful sister Ishtar would call shadow work. That's what self-reflection is. Shadow work. Those things that have caused us to form our ideas and our perceptions about people and about life based off of what has happened to us. And if we don't like what we see, i.e., the reflection in the mirror, we have to go behind the reflection, right? We have to look at the shadow and see what's there. And I commend you for doing that because it's not easy. Nobody wants to sit up and really think about the choices that they've made that have not been so great. the experiences that they've been through that have hurt them tremendously, the times when they thought that they were literally going to lose their mind because of what was going on. But when you make the decision and the commitment to do so, that to me is a level of courage that you can't even describe. We all have a past. We all have things that we regret. We all have situations that we wished had never happened to us.
All right.
But at the same time, if we can sit down and, as the old people say, glean from those experiences what helped to create who we are today, that's called healing. I think people have a misconception of what healing is. I think they think that if I sit on the right person's couch and if I take the right pills, or if I go to the right church in front of the right pastor, if I read the right Bible scripture and I listen to the right song and I say the right prayer, that when I'm healed, that nothing will ever bother me again and everything will be roses, sunshine, and rainbows.
Not true.
Honey, that ain't healing. Healing means what I've decided after I've processed everything that I've been through. I decided that when I make decisions about my life, I won't be coming from a place of a 9-year-old or a 12-year-old or a 14-year-old when I make that choice. I'll be coming from the present, because what I realized is that I did the best I could do at that time. And I made the choice that I made at that time based off of the information that I had, but it doesn't define who I am right now. And so when I work off of who I am right now, I can make the decision that is best for me. And I cannot hang on to what happened all those years ago. It doesn't mean that it erases what happened, but what it doesn't do is have a chokehold on me. That's what healing is. And the other thing that people need to recognize is just because you heal from this thing, don't mean you ain't gonna have to heal from something else. Because life is always happening. People always have ulterior motives. Somebody's always there that can hurt your feelings. And so what you do is to put into place things that will help you move through, take from the situation what you need and leave the rest behind. That's healing. If we can sit down with ourselves and go through that process on a fairly regular basis. See, this is not just a one-time thing. When you hit 50, you may want to reflect again. And when you hit 55, you may want to write another list. And when you hit 60, you may want to write yet another list. Because in all that time, life is life. This is an ongoing process. It doesn't mean that you're broken. It doesn't mean that something's wrong with you. What it means is that you're human. And what it means is that you love yourself enough to recognize there are things that I want to see differently in my life. And so I'm going to do the work that it takes for those to show up differently in my life. Some of us would call it manifesting. Come on. I'm going to manifest in my life what I want to see. And so in order for me to do that, I've got to do the work that it takes to do that. Come on, y'all know it. Faith without what?
What?
Works is dead. Without
You can't just say
WORKS.
the word.
Come on now.
You cannot just say the word. You've got to do the work. And work is hard, work is dirty, and work is sweaty. But at the end of the day, you have a reward. You reap the harvest.
Come on.
You just tapped into something, having faith in something, but also that it's not going to, just because you get the faith in it today, doesn't mean it's going to happen for you tomorrow.
No.
You can have the faith that you're going to be a millionaire today, but it's going to be a hard way to go from you ain't got no goddamn job and you ain't
Absolutely.
Because
without
a test,
you thinking about you ain't even figured out how you gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
come
you
on
know,
now.
that doesn't mean that. So that's a very interesting concept that that having faith in something does not change
The trajectory or anything else.
the time that it's going to take to get to the faith.
You don't get to jump to the head.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You go
Because
through.
you,
Remember, and there's a saying that says that life is not about the destination; it's about the journey.
yes.
What did you pick up along the way?
Come on now.
Because
What
if
did
you
you learn along the way?
Come on now.
if you look at it from a life perspective, if you've reached the destination, well, guess what? It's clock out time.
Hey, at the end of the day, what do they always say at a funeral? You were born on this date. Your sunrise was on this date, and your sunset was on this date. But what happened in the dash?
What your dash represent? What does your dash
What
mean?
happened in the dash?
That's funny. You know what? Because I just saw that. Because
Your dash.
I've been at a lot of funerals because I play.
Yeah.
So I've seen 1944 to 1999. I've seen, you know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
1996 to 2000. I've seen, guess what? I've seen 2000 to 2007.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I done seen it where it was 2000 to 2001 is only that
Come
year.
on now.
Yeah, so like,
And may the works that I've done speak for me. It's like you say, what you cannot have if you don't have you can't have a testimony without a test. You have to go through that test to have a testimony. Because when you go through, you come out on the end, and they'll say, well, what's your testimony? I came through, but what kind of test did you go through? Was it a test of, oh, okay, I just tested my strength. I tested for my faith. I tested to see how much endurance I have in life, because you got to go through like they say, the race is not given to the swift, but to him that endures
Yes.
until the
Yes.
end. So I can go through. That's like the tortoise and the hare. The tortoise won that race, but the hare thought, hey, I'm faster than him, I can win it. But he was like, oh, I'm a lollygag. Are you lollygagging doing your dash or your race? Are you gonna let that tortoise beat you? Are you the hare or are you the tortoise? Which one are you?
And that's what I think that list is your race.
Yeah.
That list is your race. But I would call you the tortoise. And I'm not being funny. I'm being very
Oh, I won't
serious.
talk about him personally. Yeah.
I would call you the tortoise. You
Wisdom.
sat down and you thought about the experiences in your life
And you took the time.
that have helped to shape who you are currently.
And that was only 10.
And that was only 10. You've been living and breathing for 48 years. Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I tell my daughter this all the time. She knows, and she gets sick of me saying it, but it's true. I tell her all the time, I said, baby girl, I have more respect for a hard-earned C than an easy A anytime, because you did the work.
Come on.
That's what matters. And these are the conversations that we need to have in these circles with you, Black man. Those circles where it's just y'all. See, when I talk about in the family, I'm talking about just y'all, Black men. These conversations of really sitting down and asking the questions, why am I so angry? Why do I lash out so easily? Why is my temper just literally boiling, just right beneath the surface? Like it don't take much for me to set off. Why? And really sit in it. There's something called a spiritual bath, for those of you who may have heard of it before. A spiritual bath is a collection of herbs that you sit in based off of what you're trying to achieve. And anytime you're trying to cleanse yourself, and when I say cleanse yourself, I'm not talking about your physical body, I'm talking about your spiritual body. When you are trying to cleanse yourself, you put together a certain collection of herbs. And when you put it in the bathtub, the water looks mucky. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to go through the muck
Mm-hmm.
to get to the clean.
Mm-hmm.
You are cleansing and releasing and detoxifying those things that have been attached to you for all this time. And so those herbs help you do that. So the water is not pretty and fragrant and flowery. No, it's dark and it's dirty, and you sit in it. And while you sit in that spiritual bath, what you do is speak your intentions. Again, you are manifesting what you want in your life. This is what I want to let go of. This is what I want to bring to me. This is what I want to heal from. This is what I will no longer allow. And you speak those things into existence for yourself. And when you come out of that spiritual bath, you don't rinse off the herbs because they're still doing their job. And you lay in it and you wrap yourself. Do y'all remember, woman, thou art loosed? You lay yourself, you wrap yourself in white sheets and you lay in it and you let spirit do its work and you let spirit clear you.
Mm-hmm.
These are the conversations that need to be had, brothers.
I'm trying to tell you, did the little shoulder rocked over there. I said, the
She got a little sweater on.
Deaconess,
With
Dr.
that sweater.
Shantae then showed up tonight, y'all.
And tell you, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Russ, go ahead.
No, go ahead, right quick.
And tell you, remember how they back in the day when we were all sick? They either took that onion or that potato.
That potato and wrapped it.
Either that onion and put it in your sock.
That's right.
That when you went to bed, that potato was pretty white. Was real nice, clean, and pretty.
Yeah, nice, clean, white
By
honey.
that morning time, that was one of the blackest lookingest potato. Like, what the heck?
That's it.
Because it was drawing out the impurities out your body.
It.
Anything that was not cleanly or pure, it purified your body.
That's it.
Well, y'all, I only got 2 more clips for y'all tonight, and then we're gonna get on up out of here. I appreciate y'all for running this journey with me. Here we go.
You're welcome.
I just want to take one step back to this idea that men can't take what they dish out.
I love it.
That's one of the, it's one of them things that sound good, but once you start to really unpack it, it's low-key dumb. Because a lot of people can punch hard that can't take a punch to the jaw. I don't know why people think the ability to inflict pain is somehow reflective of the ability to take it. Like when we talk about this thing where men suffering in relationship, it's a whole lot of women that take up a lot of emotional space in a relationship, but couldn't take it at all if a man started to assert his space emotionally, which is why we get called sassy now, right? Men are attempting to hold emotional space in relationship, and because we do it, we sassy. But you can punch hard emotionally, but you can't take it. So this whole men can't take what they dish. Bro, who likes to be in pain? Who likes discomfort? It's one of them things that sound good because the women who've been affected can collectively come together.
Come on, talk to me. What do you think about that? Talk to me, Ida.
Well, like you say, if you can dish it, you need to be able to take it. So like you say, you got some people that dish out stuff they can't take it. And like you say, if like that's like with women. If you're gonna hit a man, I don't advise a man to hit a woman, but I don't advise women to hit men. But just know that if you do hit that man, the repercussions of what you gonna do or what you've done is gonna fall back on you. So if you smack a man, the repercussions or the outcome is going to be he going to turn around and smack you or hit you back. But the thing of it is, when you give out words, not just hitting, but words too. When you give out words and you say things, so when somebody comes back and rebuttal it, be prepared to be able to handle it. Some people can't even handle just the words that you put out. They can handle the physical punch, but they can't handle that verbal.
Man, it's so
that
true.
verbal and that mental punch that you give them with your words. So like say for instance, I can say, "Rush, your hair so daggone big, bro. You need to make sure you don't ever cut your hair off." Okay, shut up, Russ. I'll give you an example. But I better be ready for if I come at Russ for him to give something back as a rebuttal to say, "Oh, nigga, I know you ain't talking with your big ass head." Now, and that people don't understand that when you put something out there, get ready. You might have somebody that's gonna rebuttal back just as harsh or just as sharper. Like they say, iron sharpens iron.
You know what I'm sitting up here thinking about?
Yes, baby.
I'm thinking of my younger days.
That was a long
I
time
know,
ago.
I know
long,
y'all
long,
always
long
gotta
time
go
ago.
there, but I know you ain't talking over there. Your hair is gray as my beard over there. Quit talking that crazy man.
I got wisdom, baby.
Yeah, I know. It's wisdom, but it's gray as my beard. So anyway,
You can't see my hair. You
I
can't
know,
see.
I know. So y'all always fuck with me. Goddamn, next goddamn clip, y'all done made me forget shit. Here we go.
A broken man will make a full-time job of breaking a healthy woman.
Mm.
I paused for a reason. A broken man, see, if I pound my side and I break my own rib, though the rib is broken, that's for real. What's more important or what's more significant is that something's broken in the soul, in my mind. For me to break my own rib, for a man to break a woman, I see this generation of men that have just kind of gathered together and they've galvanized, I suppose, and they are marching on womanhood, and it's weird looking to me for a generation of men to get together and do whatever they can to hurt a generation of women. Even when women behave poorly, real men will leave them to their own folly, but will never participate in hurting womankind because it's just not natural. So when you think about point number,
what do y'all think about that? Talk to me, ladies.
Oh, you picked some good ones tonight, bro.
Thank you.
Wow.
I'm trying to get ready for the new year. I'm trying to set the tone.
I don't disagree, and he's an older gentleman, and I appreciate his viewpoint. This and I've y'all tell us in the comments in the chat if y'all have heard of this whole manosphere, the manosphere they call it, right? There's this whole manosphere, and the manosphere on social media is all of these different young men, and I say young because they are these young men who these are the passport bros, right? The ones who say, you'll never find a submissive man here. You got to go out of the country. Women are supposed to be soft. Feminism was the downfall of every household on the planet. That these women who are out here being if you are sexually confident and sexually independent, that your body count is too high and that is beneath me. I'm a high value man. You need to have a low body count and be chaste. You need to want to stay home and be submissive. Like this is the whole conversation. It's the whole conversation, a lot of it. And what I think about is a brother that came across my FYP on TikTok, and he was in Africa. And what he was talking about was the history of the kingdoms in Africa, and that so many of them were led by women. We have this conversation constantly in this country that men are the leaders, men are the leaders, men are the leaders, men are the leaders, men are the leaders. There were so many kingdoms, queendoms, that were legit run by women. Now, please don't misunderstand me. A lot of times they co-led with their male counterparts. I'm going to say that again. They co-led with their male counterparts. They didn't leave them out. Because here's the thing. There is a masculine and a feminine energy that need to be balanced. Just like there's a yin and a yang, just like there's a good and a bad, just like there is a good and an evil. There is something that needs to be balanced. If you are constantly fighting me to be in control, where's the balance, sir? If you are constantly breaking me down just to prove that you are the leader and I am not, where's the balance? We've clearly seen throughout history that those that have been in positions of power at some point or other have abused it. It has led to everything from wars to genocide. We're seeing genocides right now. It's all over the news because those in positions of power have let it go to their head. Where's the balance? So when you decide, as the brother was talking about, when you decide that it's beneficial for you to break down a woman, understand that our feminine energy comes with a strength that is not like yours. You actually need it, whether you realize it or not. But when you break us down and you drain us of that energy, we have nothing left to give you. So again, where is the balance? And then you wonder why your life is looking crazy. It's just something to think about.
Yeah, very interesting.
That is very deep. But you're right, Day. But now here, this is the country that is women are supposed to be docile. But you got countries that women are the biggest. I mean, take England,
Women ain't
Queen.
docile nowadays.
But I'm just saying, but they expect you to be where you're not supposed to be in power. You're not supposed to have power. But you fail to realize that sometimes the biggest evolutions and the biggest things and the biggest miracles happen with who were around. Women were always there. Who spread the word about Jesus? It was a woman. They weren't the men that went and said, "Hey, this is back on Jesus." It was a woman that took the message and ran with it. Granted, his disciples were there to really give out his word, but every time that something happened, a miracle happened, who was the messenger? It was always a woman. 9 times out of 10, you had a woman. You got Esther. You got Mary Magdalene. You got all of these women, but men look at it as, well, not all men, excuse me, let me phrase that. Some men look at it as women as you're not worthy of being able to hold a leadership role. You're not worthy to even come out your mouth and even look at me properly. But they fail to realize that the woman is the one that holds your backbone, that has your back, to say, I'm here to have your back. So when things, and a lot of men and a lot of people, certain people look at it, when you got these big businesses, sometimes it ain't always that man that rose that business up. Sometimes it's always that woman that's in that background, that's out of the spotlight, that's like, okay, every night I'm gonna go through the books and make sure that everything is done to go over those things. I'm not taking it away from a man being that, but you got so many men that look at women as they're not worthy to do this. They can't, they're not smart enough to handle this. Russell, go ahead. Come on. I read it for you, baby.
No, I'm good.
I know you got something for me.
No, I ain't got nothing for you tonight.
But
Oh,
I think even in that, it still comes from a place of trauma. This constant
okay.
need to be in control. Or for a lot of men, I still think it comes from a place of trauma. You hear men talk a lot about, I should, when I come home, my woman should be my peace, right? They need to be my peace. And I go out into the world as a black man and I got to deal with all these challenges as a black man. My woman should be my peace. That's not necessarily a bad thing. However, that peace is cultivated between the both of you. That's not
Mm,
just on one person. So if you're coming from a place of trauma and you're coming from a place of constant defensiveness and you're coming from a place of, I don't feel strong out in the world, so I have to dominate here at home, you're going to create an imbalance. And that's eventually going to come back and bite you in the butt. And again, that comes back to black men, you all having conversations in these spaces about getting down and dirty into it, about these feelings and these mindsets that you have and how you view your place and your position in this world as it relates to relationship.
mm-hmm.
I'm being good tonight. This is a good conversation. Oh, have my peace. Because it's that time of the night, y'all. We got to get ready to get up out of here. But I'm going to tell you this, gentlemen. If you're going to get into a dog fight, make sure you ain't taking the stance as this nigga. And my point is this. Don't get into fights that you just can't win. Don't test a dog or a snake because they will bite. Know your place. Know your role. Don't get so drunk out here off of life that you begin to believe that nothing can happen to you, because it can. And the second that it does, the question is, are you mature enough to deal with whatever is coming your way? Me, myself, personally, I have dealt with some things wonderfully and other things I have completely dropped the ball on, especially when it comes to my manhood. So I hope you all enjoyed this week's show. We hope you join us next week. I plan on covering a little bit more on this on Thursday night for Relationship Ready. I hope that y'all tune in. And do you have any final words, ladies, before we get up out of here?
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for interacting with us. We appreciate you all always. Thank you for coming over to the new page. It's always fun in this group, messing with Russ. We be having to flip flop all the time, but it don't matter. We here, and we appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, Chandra, Christina, Charlotte, Alex. Thank you so much. Please share, share the replay. Let everybody know where we at and what we doing. And we're trying to have intelligent conversation over here and really get down to the nitty gritty of some things. So we appreciate y'all.
And just a correction, we got Relationship Ready, which is its own sector for its own show. But this particular group was originally the Black Table. We just changed the name of it to DMG to represent our full capability of all of our shows and our expected shows to come in the future. So, I hope that you all enjoyed yourself. What did you got any last words here? I'm starting to get a little tired. I can tell I'm starting to.
It's okay, baby. You good?
Just because you old, it's all right.
Oh,
You
baby.
gotta take your medicine, baby.
We understand. But I thank y'all for coming out.
I didn't sound old enough for you. Fuck you. I've been good all night long. Come on.
Gotta mute him. But yeah, we thank y'all for coming out. We thank y'all for supporting us and doing what you do. Because if it wasn't for y'all, we really wouldn't have a lot of things that we do and getting out like we do. And we don't do it for us, we do it for y'all. So like I say, and if y'all feel like it's something that y'all want us to talk about or you want us to go more in depth, that's why we have our chat that say, hey, whatever it is y'all feel or certain things, and y'all don't hesitate on times when we had that number down at the bottom with the code. Y'all call in and talk with us. That's what we have that there for. It's so we can hear y'all lovely, beautiful voices and y'all's opinion. And y'all won't have to type. Yeah, we got to type. You can talk and you can call in and cuss out Russ every now and then if you want. But
yeah, we like that part.
We love it. But we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all coming out.
The more I try to get right with y'all niggas, and the more I try to get right with life, Y'all just keep.
Y'all see this? He
Y'all
loves
need-
it. He loves it because if he didn't
No,
love it,
I
he
don't.
wouldn't
No, I
be,
don't.
he
No,
wouldn't
I
be
don't.
fuddling. He
You know, nah,
loves
you know why
it.
I don't. You know why I don't? Cause y'all don't be knowing what kind of day I had when y'all stop fucking with me. Y'all just be jumping on me sometimes. Y'all be
But
hurting my little
it's
feelings
all out
as
of
a
love,
black man.
baby.
My black heart be hurt.
See? Yep, see that?
You
See,
lie like a cheap rug.
I know you lie, you rug, you dirty 2 day rug. And just know that y'all don't expect if y'all dating somebody after 2 days that they're gonna pay that $450 bill at Walmart for your 1-year-old or 2-year-old. Yeah.
I ain't doing it.
But
Y'all
I'm
stay out of that.
gonna put this little caveat on it. If howsoever, if you find somebody who might be willing to do so, please drop me an inbox.
Pretty much.
That nigga want to drop $450 on that second date. I ain't gonna even talk about all the things you better be ready to do. Hallelujah. You better be ready to do it in the store or while you at the cashier, in the car.
My Lord, my word,
Yeah,
Russell.
by the time we get you home, all you're gonna be able to do is put the groceries up and go lay down. I'm trying to tell you.
See, this why I don't ask for no money
do it
now.
all
This why I
over
don't
again.
ask for no money now. Never
Jokers like
mind.
this one.
Look, never mind. That's why I don't ask
No,
for
you
that now.
go ahead and ask me. Go on. You want to ask?
Man.
You want to ask? You want to ask? Y'all get a women's perspective, but
Yeah,
I'm telling you what brothers is out there thinking like, yeah.
I just told them not to do it. I told the women not to ask for it. Don't expect that because if you don't, if you ask for it, we told them not to ask for it, Russell. We didn't tell them to ask for it.
I'm just trying to figure out who pissed in my Kool-Aid.
Right, Chandra, run. He crazy. Right,
Yeah,
run. He crazy.
You right.
I
Never mind.
We'll see y'all on Thursday, man. Peace
Love
out.
y'all.
Relationship
Love y'all.
ready.